and welcome to our fourth Mental Chat. Today's episode is all about knowing your why and how that can make all the difference in your life. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Alice. I'm the clinical director of Crossroads Psychology. With over 20 years of experience, have helped hundreds of people improve their lives. And this is the first podcast to show you how to apply the principles of scientifically proven psychological models such as CBT, mindfulness, and ACT to get unstuck. Because change starts from within. You're listening to the Mental Chats podcast. Welcome back. So, why do you want what you want in life? Knowing your why gives you motivation and direction in life, especially when times get tough. We discussed this in episode 3. If you haven't listened to episode 3, please go back and listen to it. And some of you might say, well, I know why I want what I want. For example, I don't know, a different job. I want more money. And you'll be absolutely right. But money is an external motivator, meaning it comes from outside. It's like a good grade at school, or praise from your boss, or your friends, or your parents when you were little. External motivators are brilliant, motivational for sure, but the motivation coming from outside is short-lived. And you will need more and more praise, more and more money to keep the motivation going, or it will fade. Have you ever found yourself achieving something, being really happy about it, and then a day or an hour or a minute later asking yourself, so what next? And even though you might have achieved more than most people in your life, you might often still feel dissatisfied and unfulfilled. This happens when we rely solely on outside factors to be the motors of our actions and the measure of our success. The grades, the salary, or when we rely on other people to be the judges of our doing with their praise and admiration. I'm not saying external motivators are bad. Most companies use them to keep staff happy. But what you want is to build the foundation of your life on internal motivators. You want to be doing something not just because of the money or the praise, but because it is meaningful to you. It is important to you. And when something is important to you, you would do it regardless. In fact, many people volunteer or spend their time writing songs or poetry or campaigning for a cause. And when your motivation is internal, praise and money are just added benefits. And it is not just all about the work. We want to identify what makes anything meaningful to you. What are the values, the reason why you would choose to do one thing rather than another, if money wasn't a factor? Values are your internal motivators. And internal motivators are here to stay. You can ignore them because you've never stopped to think about them, or because you tend to put other people's needs before yours, but they will come back, bugging you over and over again, making you feel that something is missing, something is not right, that you're lacking direction and purpose until you start leaving them. And as I said before, the consequence of living your values is happiness. Values are behind anything in life. The sum of your values is who you are. And the more you are able to live and express your values and who you are in your daily life, the happier you will be. And so it is really important to reflect on your values, as they not only give you direction and purpose, but ultimately happiness in your life. So as I explained in episode 3, to do so, you want to start by identifying what you want in life. The non-negotiables, not the nice to have. We want many things in life, anything from a well-paid job to a loving, supportive relationship, but some things are essentials, meaning you wouldn't be happy without, and some things are nice add-ons. Identify the essentials and ask yourself why that thing is so important to you. For each of them, you want to end up with a few whys that are individual words that describe an ongoing action or a quality. These are things like fairness or solidarity or connection, big, deep-rooted values that are meaningful to you. Also, be aware that these are not goals. Goals can be ticked off a list. These are values, and values can never be ticked off a list. I'll give you an example. A goal might be to get married. Once you've done it, it's done. You can tick it off the list. A value would be to be in a loving relationship. This is an ongoing action, and the moment you or your partner stop being loving, you are no longer in a loving relationship, but you can still be married. Now, relationships are more complicated as they are mutual and don't depend only on you. And we talk a lot about relationships inside the Living a Meaningful and Successful Life program if you are interested in knowing more. But for now, remember that you want values to guide your actions. They are your North Star. If you realize, for example, that you are not being loving, you can make an effort and be more loving, or discuss the importance of being loving to each other with your partner, or doing both and see where that takes you. So I hope what I mean by values is clear. Please send me questions at mentalchats@crossroadspsychology.co.uk if not. Or you can also go on the Crossroads Psychology website. In the free resources, you will find many videos, including one explaining the difference between values and goal. So now, just to sum up, external motivators are short-lived. Values are the real internal motors of your life. The more you live your values, the happier, more content, satisfied, fulfilled you will be. So reflect on your values by asking yourself why you want what you want in life, and let values guide your actions. So for example, rather than making a decision in order to avoid an unpleasant emotion, you might be willing to experience that unpleasant emotion, let's say anxiety, to do something that is important to you, that is value-driven. And so by changing that action, you will be changing the trajectory of your life. One little decision, one little action at a time. So I hope this episode was helpful. Now take your notebook and start reflecting on your values. We have plenty of exercises to reflect on your values inside the Living a Meaningful and Successful Life program. To join the waiting list and be the first to know when registration opens, please visit our website. The link is in the notes. I'll speak soon. Bye. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If so, leave us a great review and share this episode with friends and family. This will help us reach more people and improve more lives. You can also follow crossroads.psychology.uk on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Mastering scientifically proven psychological techniques is the most effective and fastest way to overcome the stress, anxiety, and low mood, stopping you from creating the life you want to live. And we have plenty of free resources for you to use on the courses page of our website, crossroadspsychology.co.uk. Go and use them. And let me know your thoughts by tagging crossroads.psychology.uk on your socials. I'll see you online.